ESPN 1420 and .com. Kyle Turley, our guest. If you want to get more in depth with Kyle or just shoot the breeze with him, talk about his band, talk music, talk football, talk food, you'll have a chance with live chat at chatograph.com. I'm going to tell you a lot more about that in a few moments. Visiting with him right now about his playing days and some of the things he's been very outspoken with since his playing days. You talked about the exchange with Martz and not feeling right. In 2005, Kyle, you were out of the NFL. You had the nerve damage. It affected your right leg. You dropped a lot of your playing weight. Many thought your playing career was over at that point. Did you ever have any doubts as to whether or not you would play again?
Yeah, definitely. When that happens to you as a player, you have a lot of doubts because you start losing things that you need. And with a bad back injury, you lose, your legs. Whatever side it attacks in that sciatic nerve and goes down, anybody with a bad back knows what I'm talking about out there. And it shuts it down and atrophies it to the bone almost if you don't continue to train and work hard at it. And after I re-injured my back in that training camp in '04 up in St. Louis, when they rushed me back to the field after my first back surgery, it was a very depressing time for me because I'd just gone through a very serious back surgery, and that was no fun trying to recover from. And so doing it again wasn't anything that I was too keen on, and so I left that team and decided I'd go deal with some people that knew what they were doing and moved to Arizona. And the doctors that I should have been seeing out on the West Coast, instead of trusting the team to take care of me, they were baffled by the way I was treated and couldn't believe they had put me back on the field that soon, and they got me back to the basics and told me to take the weight off and let's rebuild it back if you want to do it. And I knew I could do it. It wasn't anything I was afraid of trying to do because I knew that there was a process to doing that, and that's hard work and dedication and eating and lifting, man. And it was something I dedicated myself to for the next 2 years, basically, because '04 I was in IR, and then '05 I was ready to come back. The doctors said that they'd clear me on a physical, but it was going to put me into probably a month into the 2005 season when they'd clear me. And the Rams decided that wasn't in their timeline, so they were able to release me. Then no other team really kind of wanted me after that, being that I would come in mid-season and wouldn't be much help to them. Have to learn the whole system and whatnot, and they'd have to prove myself through this injury. So that was the long path that put me on, and ended up just trying to fight and scratch and claw. Went to a mini camp down in Miami. I was a Dolphin for 3 days in a mini camp down there with a bunch of rookies, and proved myself to be a potential tight end for them, and was catching the ball really well and running good routes, and everybody on the team thought I'd do well, and then all the political stuff fell back on that with Nick Saban, and he decided I wasn't a guy that he wanted around because of my past dealings with coaches, I guess. That was all he was concerned about, and that's pretty much what he told me in a meeting in his office.
Did you ever have any other interactions with him, or that was pretty much it?
Yeah, that was it, the mini camp, and then called me up to his office afterwards, and everybody thought I was going to get signed up to the team because I'd done so well and burnt all their rookies in training camp or in the mini camp there, and showed that I was capable of doing it. And all he wanted to know was how it was going to be dealing with me and him in the media, and I had no clue what he was talking about. And I told him such, and said, "I'm only here to play football, sir, and if the media asks me a question, I'm going to answer it." And I think that gave me my exit.
Well, he let you go, and of course he didn't sign Drew Brees. The Saints fans are still pretty grateful about that.
Yeah.
You did work hard enough, Kyle, to where a lot of folks thought you were done. You did get some time with the Kansas City Chiefs. You did get another contract, and I know you ran into some more injuries after that. But I guess how fulfilling was it when you got that contract?
Well, it was a great feeling of accomplishment to get back to the league and put on a uniform and play in a game. That first game back, my two most memorable games were my first games, and I had two of them in the NFL. I had My first game, obviously, with the Saints, and then my next first game was on my comeback with the Chiefs, and I'll never forget that moment. No matter, I think, how vague it may get down the road here cognitively, but it was one of those memories I think that will stick for a long, long time. Sitting on that bus, going to that stadium, knowing I was going to put my hand in the dirt again, or the rubber black chips, if you will, and get off the ball one more time. And I could have got hurt that game and never played again, or just walked away after that. It was just that big of an accomplishment for me to have recovered from that injury and done what most people counted me out of.